Welcome to the underground, you rebel scum. This is the American Expat. Welcome to the channel. I have been out working with another camera, this time a digital point and shoot camera, the Sony RX100 Mark VII. And I've just finished up working on that for the day and thought, I've got a lot of comments that have been coming into the channel since I last did a bit of response. And I thought, hey, I better go ahead and do a little bit of a response video for all of you. Before I have to go get my son from his school. And yes, the sun is passing through some clouds, so we're getting changes in the exposure. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But let's go ahead and get into this. From Nunya, Texas on the back 20. This is back the last time that I responded to comments. Evening Jay. Evening. Hopefully you had a good evening yourself. From Mutant Riff. Go find this article, Fascism, Corruption in My Democratic Party by Bob, just July 25th, 2000. It was the beginning of the end. I'm going to have to check it out. That's going back a little ways. I think I was still in high school at the time. I'll have to check it out. Mutant Riff again. I thought we had to have a real ID to interact with the federal government. So why isn't it used for voting? Well, I think that we all know why. Why would you? We all know why. We all know why. Whatever side of the political aisle you're on, you know why they don't want you to have ID. Let's see. Southern Boy Prepper. Always glad to hear from old friends. Always a pleasure to see you. I am driving back from Monroe, Louisiana. I'm not sure if I know another country with as much corruption as this one. Stay safe and well. Yeah, I mean, before, when I was living in China, I always joked around and thought, America would never be this corrupt. What a joke. And then, I come back to the United States and discover that I was just naive. I didn't know. Why wouldn't it be? This country, the decisions that are made by the government here have an impact all over the world. So there's a lot of money interests and power interests into what happens, what policy comes out of the United States. So, of course, there's going to be corruption. Let's see. Texas Jan. No war, $1.85 gas, and full employment instead of lies about unemployment. Yeah, I really get tired of how they redo the numbers all the time. It's like, oh, the numbers are looking good. They're better than before. And then they redo them. And it's like, I remember when they used to say that about China. Like, you can't trust those numbers. They've been fudging the numbers. They're all phony numbers. And then, well, there you go. We do the same thing now. Machina Opus Algorithm +1. You don't want to know something funny? It thinks that you're speaking another language. YouTube is offering to have it translated, which is pretty silly. Let's see. Moving on, this time to the Chengdu video. I have from Mutant Riff again. I recently went to get some local Chinese food. It tasted really good, but in the middle of the night, I woke up massively thirsty. Not sure what the sodium or MSG content was, but I couldn't drink enough water to compensate. How different is the food in China for sodium content? Well, significantly different. I mean, if... I've noticed the same thing when I get Chinese takeout, that it leaves you feeling very thirsty. I don't really get that way in China. It's not quite the same. Although they do tend to have, MSG is something that somebody would just have in their house to put in their food. So I guess there's that. Let's see, Mutant Riff again. Let me expand this. I'm drinking Jingu Aged Purple Lao Cha Tao. Cha, for anyone who doesn't know cha, that's tea in Chinese. Let's see, ripe pu'er tea at the moment. I've been switching back and forth this week. Purple Voodoo Pu'er 2023 version, as I just ran out of the 2022 version. I purchased the first in kilo container, and the second one is 5 200-gram cakes in a bundle. I get my 90% of my teas from Yunnan sourcing. They have great selection of teas. They do make a lot of produce, that sort of thing. Tea and coffee, both in Yunnan province. When I was over there, it was the first time in China that I saw coffee for sale. What I'm talking about is they'd have a store with coffee beans and that sort of thing just out there. Really interesting. And yes, lots of tea and lots of flowers, that sort of thing. From Catherine Wood Seller Beckor, I'm probably reading it wrong, 7560. I, for one, am tremendously jealous of your having Trump. Something happened. It jumped. Sorry, I'm trying to... There we go. Trump as your leader. We in the UK have idiots running the place, but I am old enough to know that folk Need to experience this bunch now and then as virtual vaccination against future unwise voting. They'll be gone before we know it. For a time, I'm hoping things are looking pretty good as far as the Trump situation. Maybe we can get rid of some of the... I just want a good economy myself. You know, there's all the stuff in the world people are worried about. You know, they want to have environmental things or whatever. It's a lot easier to do that when you have enough money to take care of yourself, believe me. You got to be able to take care of yourself and your family. If you want to have a good future. That's all there is to it. Nunya Texas on the back 20. Hey Jay, this is in response to the Doge video because the Department of Doge has been created. Hello, back to you, Peter Hanger. Also, hello. Let's see, Mutant Ref. Did you find Ginger and Marianne on that desert island? No, just some construction workers over there. No, nobody else. Now today I was out there again and I did encounter lots of people, but none of the people from that crowd. Let's see, from Nayman 6398. I've translated it because the other people that are watching, for the most part, don't know Chinese. But it seems that if you don't appear on camera, there will be no traffic. Brother, you should go on camera to explain it. Yeah, I probably should have been more in the video with the Chengdu one. At the very least, I probably should have had a voiceover. We'll work on that in the future. I think you're right. Let's see, and then a new comment on an old video from the Minolta SRT 100, a good camera, by the way. This is from Hobby Only Photography. I love finding channels about cameras that I pick up at yard sales, etc. Today I landed on your channel, sir. Picked up my Minolta SRT 100 for $20 this morning. Here's hoping I get images as good as you have gotten with your camera. Appreciate you sharing. I think you'll be very pleased. Minolta cameras, the lenses, they do pretty good. I've got the old 35mm lens from, I think it's from 1966, that I really like some of the images that come out of it, whether on the digital camera or on the Minolta. I use it all the time. You've seen the images, so you know kind of what comes out of it. Also the 50mm lens that I've got, beautiful photos. Great cameras, especially if you know what you're doing, so I think you're going to be pleased. A lot of it, remember, has to do with the film. Make sure that you're exposing the way that you want to, and as well as the place that you go to take the film to get it processed and scanned. Big difference in the image, just so that you know. But the camera itself is not going to let you down. As long as it functions, you're going to be pleased with what you get. So I guess I'll leave it at that. I've got to go grab my son from school. I'm looking forward to getting this other video put together about the Sony RX100 Mark VII for all of you to enjoy. And with that, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.
ไอ้พะวงหลงเฝ้าสาวเจ้าบางประกงหาหวยงงหลงเกอหาโอเวรกรรมจำพรากจาก